Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Friday, August the 9th. The year is 2024. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap-up with Walmal. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmal's. And as a reminder, as we go into the weekend, always remember, never forget, don't lose any more on any one single trade than you are willing to lose. So, Walmal, you're pretty much done for the month, though, after this week, huh?
I am. It was, for me anyway, it was a great week. And, I was telling you before, I believe that, I only had 3 actual trades where they closed negative all week long, and only 2 actual positions that only 2 actual positions that went and closed negative for the entire week. So that's a pretty good week. And my goal is I like to go and shoot for getting 166 pips for the month. I know it sounds like a strange number, but that's based on what I'm trying to get every month percentage wise, based on what I risk. And so I got 144 pips this week. So it's sort of like I'm 22 pips short of the monthly goal in 1 week, which is great because that means I want to take some time off, and I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, well, you earned it. Well, anyway, looking at the weekly chart, we can see all those open gaps have filled. So anybody trading that weekly open gap, you paid off. And the pound right now is about 51 pips below that weekly open, 69 off the high, and 83 off the low. We zoom out to the month, we see a big red candle. We are 105 pips now below that monthly open. 115 off the high, 116 off the high, and 83 off the low. And notice we are, let's see, we're pretty close to the monthly future pivot point. We're about 11 pips, a little over 11 pips below it. And I haven't probably talked about it in I don't know how long, having that future pivot point. Sometimes if you're underwater, and you think, hey, you know what? If I can make it back to that future pivot point, and maybe I can save my bacon on the trade. Now, what's interesting is we are within the opening range for the year. In fact, we're only 27 pips above the open. We are in the opening range for the week, and we're also in the opening range for the month. So you can see how price is starting to collapse again. And we had an inside bar 2 days ago. We broke out of that again just not too long ago at 35. We are in the monthly inside bar from 7 months ago. And as you can see here on the dashboard, there's lots of daily inside bar action. Only 46 pips on the day for the pound. Let's see, the leader is the beast at pound yen at 195 pips. Dollar yen's not no slouch right now. It's 132 pips a range, and the price is at 146. I don't know if anybody's still trading dollar yen out there, but I think that the whopper to be caught if you had shorted up in the 160s. Okay, looking at the buy zone here, we just opened a new hour about 9 minutes or so ago. We hit the open trigger at 27.48 and pulled back. So you can see we're in the wick zone of the previous hour on this chart. Looking at the rat zone, range is too low to do rat trades, but we're right on the edge of the green rat zone. And we're 5 pips above the smart rat. That trigger line was at 27.45. So as you can see, those rat zones have narrowed. In fact, the upper rat zone's 11 pips, and the lower rat zone is about 15 pips. So those rat zones have narrowed. On the pivot, bam, trading plan. Let's see, Bambino Flex said to go long. We have not hit the pivot today. We're approaching yesterday's high once again at 27.52. We're about 3 pips away. H4 candles green. We crossed the daily open at 27.40, which is right at the launch pad. Yes, we've missed today's pivot by about 5 pips. Or no. Is that right? It says it missed it by 4.9. So yeah. The weekly we have taken out, and we've taken out the monthly. Looking at the H4, we've got an open H4 pivot 5 bars ago at 27.20. We're in that upper wick zone from the previous day once again, between 46 and 52 is that wick zone. So you know price doesn't like to stay in the wick zone. For the week, 152 pips on the smart range. That puts us at the 58th percentile over the last 12 weeks. High minus previous high. We didn't break it. We did break the previous low by 42 pips. So anybody taking the previous week's high-low breakout was rewarded. High minus the close right now 68. Close minus low is 85. That's for you weekly rats. And for the weekly open crossover, high minus open 18, open minus low 134. So you shorters, you plungers, you were definitely rewarded. In fact, we've got 4 bearish weeks in a row there, Walmal, after 3 bullish weeks.
Right. You know, it's we're on a roller coaster, that's for sure.
Yeah. We're approaching yesterday's high right here.
And my gut feel is that for at least for the pound dollar until the end, until we get to the U.S. Labor Day holiday weekend, we're going to go and be back down to that collapsed numbers again because mainly because we don't have any real news until Labor Day weekend, and you know, it's the last 2 weeks of summer. You know, we're, believe it or not, we're down to almost the last 2 weeks of summer, 2.5 weeks if you want to be, you know, be completely accurate about it. And, you know, we had all those big moves starting in the middle of last week and ending in the middle of this week. You know, there's nothing to drive the market at this point until we get to the Labor Day weekend. And then after that, we'll get a bunch of news that hopefully will go and cause the market to move again.
Walmal, doesn't summer end in September?
Well,
technically.
Technically September 21st, I believe, ends. But I'm talking about, you know, what people classically consider the summer ending on Labor Day weekend because that's when they close all the pools and close the parks and all that.
Yeah, because I'm looking at my August calendar. We still have 3 full weeks of trading this month. Yeah. I just thought maybe I'm looking, huh?
I was thinking because it's August 9th that we wouldn't have 3 weeks. I was thinking we'd only have 2.5 weeks.
Well, aren't you looking at an August calendar?
I was looking at the calendar.
Oh, okay. You're like, wow, it's like off. Well, we have not expanded the range. We've got 198 for the month so far. But just to show everybody, the year-to-date accumulated range, or year-to-date range, still only 745. And that is the lowest so far for the past 20 years. So if we don't push it, we're going to make another 20-year mark. Okay, so if we look at the ATR for this month, the average true range, we're at 355, which once again, that's the lowest so far this year. And that's the lowest for August over the past 20 years. But we still got, you know, 3 full weeks of trading left. 2.5 if you're Walmal. Well, he's taking vacation, so that's maybe what he was thinking. Okay, so we're at 56% of the ATR this month. And once again, that's the lowest for the last 20 years. But back in January of this year, we only were at 27 ATR. So that was really a record. What happened back then? I don't even remember. Something happened, obviously.
Yeah, I don't recall.
And
go look it up.
Yeah, and for you long-term traders, from the first of the year, you are up 0.34%. So we're still positive for the year. And so right now we've got 3 positive months and 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negative months for the year. So we'll have to see what happens on that return. And speaking about return, I was talking to Walmal. I think I sent you this a couple weeks ago. And there was a one of those newsletters I get, or email letters, whatever you want to call them. And the guy was saying how if certain traders hit like 5 or 6% return for the month, their managers would say, "Okay, you're done. Come back next month." They would protect that profit.
Yep.
And you said you had a friend that confirmed that?
Yeah, I had a friend who worked for many, many years down in the pit in New York City, and he said it was the same thing, that, if once you made a certain percentage, you were sent home. Go on vacation. Here's a bonus. Enjoy yourself. And again, just to, you're talking about, if you make 4 or 5%, some of these guys, that means, you've made, 15, 20, $30 million. And so now you want to go protect that. You don't want to, all it takes is one trade to blow it all up, right?
Yeah, in fact, yeah, go ahead.
Especially if you don't do what we say in every single video. And what is that? Go and manage your risk management. And the problem is sometimes you can get an ego problem. Some of these guys would get an ego problem, like, I'm winning, I'm unbeatable, I'm unstoppable. Then, guess what? You were stoppable.
Yeah. In fact, remember I was answering a question about, can we do things with the moving averages? So I wrote this little 3 moving average indicator, because one of those newsletters said to use the EM 10, 20, and 50. And, if they're in the right configuration like they are here, in this case, you'd want to be long. And then on the M15, where they're flipped, you want to be looking for shorts. In fact, right here, this might be a good area. And these shaded areas, these rectangles, that's the imbalance indicator. Because I noticed that if you have the imbalance indicator, and then you look on the chart, especially if you look left, you might see some wicks or something where you can trade out of. So you can see here, you're hitting this zone here, and then there's also probably a zone right in here where it made the imbalance, and then after it fills, when it reverses, a lot of times it'll reverse hard. So, for example, and I'm almost running out of time, you can see here, price had come down here, reversed, and came all the way down here. And if you look left, there's these wicks here, and it pushed up, pushed back down. Then you see here, this wick, it pushed strong out of there. So it's just something, yeah, you can use these squiggly lines, but, if you wait for the crossovers and for everything to get right, you're giving up a lot. Where if you're looking at the wicks or imbalances, you can get in. But some people might think this is a safer trade. That's up to you. Because, fellow traders, as I wish you a fun and safe weekend, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.